Your wedding night as a Qing Dynasty princess is gate-kept by a meddling eunuch who decides if your husband can even step into your bedroom talk about a mood killer. You're swathed in silk, ruling a palace with 9,999 rooms, but trapped in a whirlwind of outrageous rules and scandalous drama. How do you navigate this opulent prison? You're a princess in the Forbidden City, the glittering core of the Qing Dynasty, rocking the title of Gege, or, if the stars align, Gongju. Born into the Isinjiro clan, the Manchu overlords who ruled China from 1644 to 1912, your world is a dazzling blur of gold-crusted luxury and bonkers restrictions that'll leave you stunned. Expect to laugh, wince, and gasp as we dive into your life's timeline, crammed with 100 unbelievable facts that'll flip your wig. Ready to slip into those silk shoes and strut through history? Timeline of your life. Part 1. Birth and early childhood. Ages 0–5. Royal arrival. Your life begins in the Forbidden City, Beijing, a massive palace boasting an astonishing 9,999 rooms. That's a nursery fit for royalty. Your cradle is crafted from pure gold, draped in the finest silk blankets, perfect for a tiny princess. Born into the Isinjiro clan, the Manchu rulers of the Qing Dynasty, your family claims divine ancestry. No big deal, right? The palace hums with excitement over your arrival, but you're too busy snoozing in your golden crib to notice. It's a dazzling start, and the drama's just warming up. Manchu mama drama. Don't expect warm cuddles from mom. She's either a consort or empress, far too busy with palace intrigue to fuss over diapers. Instead, a wet nurse takes charge, acting like your personal boss. She decides when you eat, sleep, or throw a royal fit. Craving a hug? Sorry, palace rules are stricter than a stern emperor, and affection isn't on the schedule. You're a princess, but your early years are all about rigid protocol, not love. Name, game, and curse whispers. Here's a wild twist. You don't get a real name at first. You're just third princess, or seventh gag, based on your birth order talk about a lame nickname. Meanwhile, eerie rumors swirl about a curse plaguing Qing princesses, with many dying young or leading lonely lives. Creepy, huh? Your wet nurse shushes the gossiping maids, but you're already the talk of the palace. For now, you're just happy in your cloud-soft silk diapers, feeling like even your poop is royal. Eunuch squad and first party. You're never alone, thanks to a crew of eunuch-castrated men who serve as guards, maids, and the emperor's sneaky spies. They watch your every drool with hawk-like focus. At just 1 month old, you're the star of a lavish banquet, where nobles shower you with jade treasures and golden gifts. You're too busy gurgling to care, but the party's a blast. Think endless feasts and extravagant presents. Life's already a whirlwind, and you're just diving into this dazzling, bizarre world. Part 2. Growing up in the palace, ages 6–12. School days, no play days. At 5, you're ripped from cozy naps and thrown into studies, tackling Manchu, Chinese, and Mongolian like a pint-sized scholar. Forget summer vacations, your Forbidden City classroom runs all year. If your dad's Emperor Kangxi, he might swing by to quiz you on Confucian classics, his gaze sharper than a dragon's claw. Flub a line? You're stuck in a dusty palace wing, copying texts until your hands screaming. Friends? Nope, you're too royal to hang with common kids, even nobles, so your only study pals are your half-siblings. Feet fates and Manchu swagger. If you're a rare Han Chinese princess, get ready for foot binding. Your toes are crushed into tiny lotus feet, and walking feels like trudging on knives. Ouch! But as a Manchu, you dodge this agony, rocking natural feet that shout ethnic pride. You're trained in archery and horseback riding, because Manchu women are expected to be absolute badasses. Imagine galloping across the palace grounds, bow in hand, channeling warrior princess vibes. Still, those skills don't help with the 1,000+ palace rules you must memorize bow this way. Sip tea quietly, or catch a serious side-eye. Fashion, jewels, and zero privacy. Your closet's a dazzling array of silk robes, embroidered with dragons and phoenixes, but changing takes a sweaty hour. Your hairpins? Pure gold loaded with pearls so valuable, losing one could bankrupt a village. Eunuchs and maids follow you like nosy shadows, tattling if you sneak a rice cake between meals. Zero privacy means no secret savory laugh or gripe gets reported to the emperor. You're a fashion star, sure, but this constant scrutiny makes you long for the days of silk diapers. Sibling drama and spooky vibes. With dozens of half-siblings from your dad's harem, the palace is a hotbed of scheming and shade. Everyone's scrambling for the emperor's approval, and you're caught in the crossfire, dodging petty plots. At night, maids spin ghost stories about dead concubines haunting the halls, their silk robes whispering in the shadows. You cling to your pet Pekingese dog or caged cricket, your true buddies wondering if the palace is cursed. Gossip about princesses dying of heartbreak swirls, making you shiver. Is it real or just spooky palace hype? Festivals, food, and lonely baths. Lunar New Year brings fireworks and dumplings, but you're stuck in the VIP section, waving stiffly to the crowd. Your mom? You might see her once a year. She's too tangled in harem drama to drop by. Your meals are wild, 30 dishes daily, from deer tendon to bird's nest soup, but overeating earns a lecture on royal restraint. Bath time's a spectacle. 10 maids scrub you in rose-scented water like you're a priceless artifact. Toys, no dolls for you. Play means jade carvings or calligraphy practice. Royal life looks glamorous, but it's a lonely, rule-heavy slog. Part 3. Teenage years and marriage prep, ages 13-16. Puberty and palace gossip. Welcome to your teens, where your first period is blasted across the Qing court like a royal proclamation. Yep, it's that embarrassing. At 13, your dad, the emperor, is already hunting for your husband. And guess what? You have zero say in it. Your marriage is a political power play, maybe even sending you to Mongolia to marry a Khan. If your mom's the empress, you're a Gulan princess, the ultimate VIP. Otherwise, you're a Heshuo, still fancy but with less flair. The palace hums with gossip about your future, and you're just trying to dodge the humiliation. Husband auditions and no romance. Here's a bizarre twist. Your future husband must prove himself by sleeping with a maid in a weird fertility test talk about cringeworthy romance? Nope. Your marriage is all about forging alliances, not chasing warm fuzzies. Your dowry is outright wild. 100 servants, 1,000 bolts of glittering silk, and a whole herd of horses. You're fitted for a red wedding robe so heavy it takes 2 maids to lift it onto you. Love's off the menu, but you're set to shine as a diplomatic rock star, like it or not. Beauty boot camp and hair drama. To prep for your big day, you're coated in pearl powder and ginseng creams until your skin glows like a moonlit gem. Your hair gets the royal treatment, sculpted into a 2 horns updo, cemented with sticky wax hours of pain for a princess. Perfect look. Palace rules are nuts. You can't even share a bed with your husband without official approval. Your wet nurse, still calling the shots, decides when you can even see your fiancé. You're a teen, but your life's mapped out to the last hairpin. Royal life and rebellious dreams. If you're like the Qianlong Emperor's favorite, Gulun Hexiao, you're showered with jewels but trapped in this gilded cage. Harem gossip swirls concubines, poisoning each other for favor, and you smartly stay out of it. You get lost in the Forbidden City's 9,999 rooms, a daily maze that's both awesome and annoying. Throw a fit over a bad braid, and the guilty maid's banished to the laundry. In secret, you sneak a romance novel, dreaming of a world where you choose your own love, far from palace schemes. Skills: isolation and curse chills. You're a language whiz, fluent in Manchu, Chinese, and Mongolian, total bragging rights. But travel? Forget it. You've never left Beijing, and the outside world seems like a fairy tale. Whispers of a princess curse get louder as more royals die young, and you pray you're not next. Your pet Pekingese is your only true pal, since your status keeps everyone else at a distance. Palace life blends dazzling skills with lonely fears, with a wedding looming like a storm cloud. Part 4. Marriage and Adult Life, ages 1730. Wedding extravaganza and husband woes. Your wedding is a 3-day blowout with 10,000 guests, a whirlwind of red silk and ear-splitting gongs that leaves you totally drained. Your husband, the Efu, is a noble or maybe a Mongol prince, but he's quaking in his boots around your dad, the emperor. You two live in separate palace wings. Date nights are planned by nosy eunuchs, like scheduling a royal checkup. The court's hounding you to produce a son ASAP. No son, no respect. You're a married princess, but it feels like starring in a high-stakes political drama. Baby pressure and tragic twists. The pressure to have kids is non-stop, but here's the twist. Many Qing princesses like you face infertility, and some whisper it's that eerie curse at play. Your wet nurse still budding indecides when you and your husband can even get close. Talk about awkward. If you're like Gulun Hexiao, the Qianlong emperor's favorite, you might endure heartbreak, losing your only child to illness. Your husband's family, like the sketchy He Shens, could pull you into their corrupt plots. Divorce? No way you're locked in this marriage, for better or worse. Dowry riches and fashion rules. You're not just a princess, you're a tycoon managing dowry estates that make you wealthier than most Qing nobles. Your wardrobe is pure Manchu bold, embroidered robes only, no Han Chinese styles, or you'll shock the fashion police. A maid dares to steal your jade hairpin? She's executed, leaving you clutching your pearl sykes. You host epic banquets for the emperor, juggling 100 dishes to impress fussy nobles while staying poised. Your life's a swirl of riches and duty, but freedom's just a pipe dream. Spies, gossip, and Mongol missions. Eunuchs are your personal spy squad, snitching your every move to the emperor. Sneak an extra dumpling. Caught. You hear tales of the fragrant concubine, a princess with a magical scent, but you roll your eyes. It's probably just palace hype. If you're married to a Mongol, you're sent to the windswept steppes, swapping silk gowns for yurt life. Lower-ranking consorts bow to you, but their whispers bite like wasps behind your back. Your only real friend, that loyal Pekingese dog still wagging through your lonely days. Health scares and curse fears. Smallpox storms the palace, but you're vaccinated, Manchu style, with dried, scabs-nasty but life-saving. The princess curse feels way too real when your sister dies at 20, leaving you spooked and praying you're not next. Your high status keeps you isolated, with no true friends to share your fears. You're a dazzling figure in the Forbidden City, but the weight of gossip, disease, and that looming curse makes your 20s feel like a high-stakes gamble. Hold on, princess, your story's not done yet. Part 5. Later years and legacy, ages 30. Death. Widow woes and 6E drama. If your husband passes away, like Princess Yongshu's did, you're back in the Forbidden City, single and barely 17. Now that's a plot twist. Fast forward to the 1900s. and you might cross paths with Empress Dowager Cixi, a dragon-scary figure who still gives you a nod of respect. Channeling Princess Yongshu's boldness, you could call her out for splurging on lavish parties, and shockingly she listens. But widowed? Remarriage is off the table. You're expected to stay chaste forever, like a nun in silk robes. Your love life's frozen, but your story's just heating up. Artistic vibes and charity glow. Loneliness sneaks in, so you pick up a brush to paint or write poetry, pouring your heart into art to chase away the gloom. You become a charity superstar, funding temples and schools, and the public loves you for it finally. Some adoration. If you're Aizen Joro Shangqi, the last Qing princess, you're thriving into the 2000s, a legend outliving the dynasty. Your art is your escape, maybe even sculpting like Aizen Joro Shangqi, forging a new path in a world that's moved past royalty. You're not just getting by, you're glowing. Dynasty downfall and eviction blues. In 1912, the Qing Dynasty collapses, and poof, you're no longer royal, just a fancy lady with a crazy past. The Forbidden City kicks you out, and those stunning silk robes, sold for rice to survive, ouch. You reflect on the so-called princess curse, and realize it wasn't spirits but harsh rules and stress that haunted you. Your tomb's designed with jade statues, but like Empress Dowager Cixi's, it might get raided by grave robbers. The palace feels like a faded dream, and you're navigating a strange, new China. Legacy and spooky whispers. Your name lives on in Qing records, studied by historians who gawk at your wild journey. Locals swear your spirit haunts the Forbidden City, your silk slippers echoing through the whole creepy stuff. In your final days, loyal eunuchs, not family, surround you as you slip away in your 30s or beyond. Your life was a roller coaster of glamour, heartbreak, and defiance, leaving a legacy time can't erase. So, princess, what's it like to be a ghost story? Your mark is as epic as it gets. Part 6. Shocking Facts Roundup. Weird rules and brutal lives. In your Qing world, every man must shave his forehead and sport a queue braider its curtains for him. Your palace is run by eunuchs, poor souls castrated as boys to serve you, enduring a harsh life just to bring you tea. Your dad, the emperor, has a harem of 20 to 50 concubines, and your mom's just one in the crowd. The Qianlong emperor rules for a staggering 60 years, outliving most of his kids, probably including you. Life in the Forbidden City is a crazy blend of strict rules and jaw-dropping drama, cultural quirks and medical whims. As a Manchu, you skip foot binding, a brutal practice banned for your people, though some Han princesses still limp on crushed lotus feet. You're fluent in Manchu, but by 1900, even royals are forgetting the language talk about a cultural flop. The Qing crushed smallpox with early vaccinations, using dried scabs to save your life. Gross but brilliant. Your home, the Forbidden City, boasts 9,999 rooms, yet you're confined to one tiny courtyard, like a bird in a golden cage. Every day reminds you of your royal status and its weird limits. Corruption, courage, and collapse. Your in-law He Shen is a corruption master, pocketing millions and outshining even the Emperor Scandal City. Princess Yongshu has major guts, calling out Empress Dowager Cixi for lavish spending, and somehow keeps her head. Your cousin Puyi, the last emperor, is dethroned at age 6, ending the Qing in 1912 with a fizzle. Post-dynasty. Your fancy tomb might get looted, just like Empress Dowager Cixi's was in 1928. Grave robbers don't care about royal flair. The palace hums with tales of the fragrant concubine's magical scent, but you smirk, it's probably just juicy gossip. Legacy and Curse Crackdown. If your eyes endure Shanqi, the final Qing princess, you shatter tradition by sculpting art into the 2000s royal rebel, that princess curse everyone whispers about. It's no ghost tale, just the toll of harsh rules, spotty healthcare, and lonely hearts wearing you down. Your life's a whirlwind of luxury and quirks, from dodging smallpox to navigating palace plots. Looking back, you're a legend in Qing records, even if your spirit supposedly haunts the palace halls. So, princess, how's it feel to star in history's wildest ride? And that's the epic saga of your life as a Qing Dynasty princess. You strutted through the Forbidden City in gold-threaded robes, weighed down by silk and a system that clipped your wings. You played political pawn, dazzled as a fashion icon, and maybe scribbled secret poems to keep your spirit alive. The princess curse was no magic, just a brutal mix of rules and isolation that tested your soul. Here's a question to ponder. If you were a Qing princess, would you trade all that jade and glory for a chance to live a life truly your own, even if it meant leaving the palace behind? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit that like and subscribe for more epic historical adventures.